Analyzing volatility and premiums. All right. So the price of a option can be explained in terms of its volatility, right? Its implied volatility. And that's really just how much the market expects it to move, right? It expects the stock to move, expects the option to move, but we'll just say the stock. Implied volatility is what the market suggests the stock is going to move over usually a 30-day period, right? So this is highly followed by option traders. It gives you an idea of how cheap or expensive a stock is. Generally speaking, higher volatility means higher income, right? Or premium, cash flow, whatever you want to call it. Higher cash, but also more risk, right? So it's just like anything else. It's a risk return trade-off. High volatility, it's high volatility for a reason. The question is it too high? That's a decision that you have to make when you're selling options or buying them. So you can use something like implied volatility rank or the percentile to gauge opportunity. So I just posted an example. This is from a site called Market Chameleon, options analytics site. They have a lot of great stuff. If you're looking for really in-depth stuff. So here we're looking at put premiums, and this was, I believe this was still for Tesla, but doesn't really matter just for the purposes of what you can see here is a percentage, and in this case, this is actually the percentage of the puts percentage compared to the price of the stock. So it's another way, it's very similar to implied volatility. It's another way of looking at it. Basically, the higher the put premium, the more expensive it is, also the more risky. But just, the idea here is that you can see how far you are from the at the money. You're 1% away, you're 20% away, right? What that premium has been as a percent of the stock versus, where it is on average, where it, the low, the high, the ranking, right? You can look at this in terms of volatility, in terms of price. They are, for all intents and purposes, the same thing, right? Because price is determined by volatility or volatility determines price, right? So all different ways of looking at the same thing. But for instance, if you're looking at, we'd probably be looking at something like 5% out of the money or maybe 2% out of the money. If you look at the 52-week average, about 9%, you can see the low has been 4, the high has been 14. You see where it is now, right around the average for both of these, -2, -5. So that's a case where you're like, okay, well, I'm not really getting a lot of info from this, but I'm not too worried that I'm selling when it's super cheap. And again, I'm not saying that sometimes you might want to sell something that's super cheap because there's not a lot of risk there. But sometimes you're not interested in collecting a very small percentage. You're interested in only selling when it gets to a certain level, right? So this will give you an idea, right? Again, you can look at this in terms of implied volatility. You can look at this in terms of price, but really good to kind of see where things have been and where they are now. All right, so let's look at another example. This is what I would consider a high volatility stock. This is IonQ, the quantum computing company, right? This one's been all over the place. It was trading it when it was under 20 earlier this year, and now it's 53. So obviously this thing moves a lot. You can see just on this day that I got this, it was down 8.5%. So this thing's going to move. So if we look at, again, roughly a 3-week trade here, just pick some out of the money strikes, right? 43 is a full $10, right? Full $10, almost 20% down, or you can say, about 10% down is about 47, 48, right? So I just did these kind of out of the money puts just to show you what kind of premiums are available for something that is really volatile. Okay, so let's just pick, one in the middle here, 45. That is, as, when I took this snapshot, $8 out of the money. So that's about 15% drop in 3 weeks. And you could still get a solid, $2. We'll use 2 for ease of math, right? That's a very, without even looking at where it has been, you can, that should strike you as a higher premium. Think about it in terms, and so an easy way to kind of think about that is, what would you expect is to get, let's say, per month? Now, I think 1% per month is a decent premium. Normally stuff that's not that volatile, you're lucky to get 0.5%. But for something that's kind of normal, you might get 1% a month. All right, this is a 3-week trade. What kind of percentage are we getting 15% out of the money? Well, easy way to do this is to convert this into percent. So 45 strike, 1% of that is 45 cents. Let's just round that up to 50 cents. 50 cents into $2 is 4%. So you're getting at least 4% on a 15% down move in 3 weeks. Now, granted, we had a big move. This is around earnings. There's things going on. It's not normally going to be that way, but that should strike you. If you trade enough options, that should strike you as expensive. I'm getting 4% over a 3 week period for a stock that is 15% higher than this price. So that's kind of the way. Like, you don't need to look at the past. You don't need to necessarily, it helps if you've traded IonQ and you know that normally, let's say you get 2%, so 4% is expensive. That's where it pays to kind of look at some of this information. But as a completely blind participant of this, you should already look at this and be able to say, dang, that just seems expensive. 4%, 50% down move. I mean, just think about it in your head. And to me, that is important, because you don't necessarily need to get into these super fancy statistics and, stuff I look at, implied volatility versus, average implied volatility versus historical volatility, right? I'm getting into an option skew and looking at change in skew. Like, you don't have to look at that stuff to get a sense. If you just look at some of these numbers and you've ever looked at IonQ puts before, already you're kind of doing what I'm doing in your head, right? You should already be saying, wow, that looks expensive, right? If you've never traded IonQ or you've never traded puts, or, this might not mean anything to you, but typically you're going to trade something you've traded before, or there's always a first time. But so you are doing these things without necessarily knowing the terminology behind it. And I think that's important, right? I think that just because you don't necessarily know all the lingo and where to find everything, that's not necessarily important. It's helpful, but if you realize something is expensive, you're automatically doing some analysis in your head.
Everything discussed here is our opinion, and it is not to be taken as investment advice, because we are not your financial advisor, nor have we considered your personal situation as your fiduciary. This presentation is for your education and entertainment only. Please review NetPick's full risk disclaimer and privacy policy.